Hey everybody, this is Mike coming at you from the Appalachian Mountains and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Thought I'd come up here. It was actually Christmas weekend and do a little flying, give you guys a look. As you can see, they're kind of brown and tan this time of year, but one advantage is there's not too many people up here as far as tourism goes. I mean, it is beautiful in the fall when the leaves are changing, but it can be crowded. The parkway runs through the states of Virginia and North Carolina. And for anybody that lives in around North Carolina, I'm kind of in between State Highway 21 and 16. It's a 20-mile stretch. I've been coming up here for years. It's the Doughton Park area. There's a lot of scenic overlooks. There's camping at Doughton Park. There's some cabins that were preserved of some families that grew up in the 1800s, kind of to show what their life was like. And I'm flying the Mavic Air 2, as a matter of fact. Now, there is always a haze up here. I'm sure some of you have heard of the Smoky Mountain National Park. A lot of that's from the foliage, and part of it's pollution, too, from coal-fired plants in the Ohio Valley. The jet stream kind of carries the pollution down into North Carolina, and it traps it up here in the mountains. What always surprised me is, even on a windy day, you would think it would be clear, it would blow it away, but no, it's still hazy even when it's windy. And it can be a little worse in the summertime when the humidity's high. What's kind of funny when you're driving through here and you hit some of the gravel roads that run off of it, is you might see a family, that grew up here for generations, and they might live in some old house or maybe an old rundown trailer with 10 cars in the yard, and then right beside him is some heart surgeon who built his multi-million-dollar house and stuck it on the side of the mountain. Here in just a second, I'm flying right towards one. You'll see what I'm talking about. That was something else I learned up here. Usually when I'm flying a drone and filming, I'll fly in, normal mode, or maybe even slower, tripod mode or something. And it seems like you're going at a pretty good clip. But then when you get home and look at the video, since it's such a wide expanse, it just looks like you're creeping. It looks like you're really going slow. So I would advise to fly in sport mode if you can, with 40 some miles an hour. It just looks better on video. It does. Like I'm flying at a pretty good clip towards this house, but it still looks like I'm going really slow because it's just such a wide open area. And that little stretch of white, that little clearing above, that's the parkway right there. I've been coming up here for years and years. And there's a lot of game lands for people that like to hunt also that run off the parkway. And I mentioned camping. There's some really nice campgrounds. There is a state-run hotel at Doughton Park, but it's really small. There's not that many rooms, maybe 20 or so rooms. I imagine it might be kind of hard to get a room. And I hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to give you guys a look, and it is usually windy up here, but not that bad for where you couldn't fly or something. It's just there's always a breeze. And as I mentioned, in the fall it can be really beautiful. But there's going to be more people up here, of course. But everybody that lives around here, I've drove on these gravel roads when I was young, partying, having good times, and they're all friendly, that's for sure. There's a lot of Christmas tree farms up here, and if you go towards the Virginia, there's a lot of vineyards to check out. If you're into wine, there's a bunch of those. They've really sprouted up in the last 20 years. There's several vineyards. Now, if I got on the parkway and started heading south, I could take it all the way to Asheville, North Carolina, and it kind of dead ends at the Smoky Mountain National Park. One thing that does that haze that kind of makes it hard to get your camera right without having the sky blown out and the ground looking good. Here's that small hotel we're getting ready to fly over here in just a second. It's just two buildings. I didn't really wasn't really wanting to emphasize it, or I flew down, lower, of course. It's just two buildings, and I'd guesstimate 20 or 30 rooms. But anyway, I appreciate you coming by, taking a look. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, and you're doing well. And I hope 2022 is a good one for all of us. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.